Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindha Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. I wanted to speak today about the meaning of Diwali. Today is Deepavali, a holiday, a festival celebrated mostly in India, but all around the world. And mainly they offer these lamps, these lights to the sky, and it has many different meanings. One is celebrating the defeat of Ravan, the defeat of Ram over Ravan, and Ram coming back to the kingdom, and many other things that I can't remember at the moment, but it signifies this victory of light over darkness. And so these are two principles. There's the sun, and then there's the absence of the sun. There's light, and then there's darkness. There's enlightenment, and then there's ignorance. If someone is blind, if it's very dark, you can't see anything. And that person is like blind. And they don't know where to go, they don't know where they're going, they can't see anything. And they're completely ignorant of what is right in front of them, what is around them. They can't see anything or go anywhere. They may, if they're walking, if someone is blind, they may fall into a ditch or fall into some kind of dry well and be stuck there, or they may walk off of a cliff or something. And so it's described that the conditioned souls of this world are in the darkness of ignorance. And we come into this world and are born, and we have no idea what is going on. We don't know where we came from. We don't know where this world came from. We don't know how everything is working, how our bodies are even though we have these material bodies, we don't understand how our brains work. We don't understand emotions. We don't understand how our body is digesting food and making it into energy and all these things. We can't, human beings, we can't create, scientifically another human being, but, naturally this is going on through the reproductive cycle. But we don't understand how it's all working. And we're completely, it's described that the jivas, the conditioned souls, they have four kind of imperfections. We have imperfect senses. We have the tendency to cheat others. And I can't remember all of them now. I'll get back to you on that one. And so we have the tendency to come up with so many imperfect philosophies, and everyone has kind of their own idea of how to live their life and what is right and what is wrong and who is right and who is wrong, and their way of life is better and someone else's way of life is not better. And some people, they don't understand that God has created everything and everything belongs to God. And so Srila Gurudeva, he would say that the government, they're thinking, oh, this land is mine. This is America and this is my land and you cannot enter my land. And now there's, then there's big wars that go on between different countries saying, oh, this is my land or this is my land. And there's so much quarrel and so much fighting due to this ignorance and this misconception that somehow or other anything in this world belongs to anybody except God who created everything, because we think everything just appeared out of nowhere and I am the master of everything that I survey and everything belongs to me. And if someone steals my property, if somebody steals my wife or my possessions, then we become very angry and we want to kill that person and cause them so much harm. And we see there's so much violence in the world and so much greed and so much lust, and everyone is out for their own self-interest, and at any cost they will do anything that it takes to satisfy their desires, even at the cost of the happiness of other people and other animals. We see so much that people, they even kill animals and eat them. And they think that, oh, animals have only been created so that we can eat them. But there is certainly the presence of the soul there. There's no doubt about it. The presence of the soul is what's animating anything that's living in this world. And as soon as the soul leaves the body, just like a human, that body immediately is destroyed and it stops growing, it starts decaying, and then that soul is going to another body. And so this is knowledge, this is like light, transcendental knowledge, when we can hear about the truth of, like the Vedic scriptures explains it explains everything from A to Z about how Krishna created everything, Lord Brahma, and all the universes and all the incarnations and all the different planetary systems and demigods and demigoddesses and the cosmos and all the planets, and how big the universe is and how big all the whole structure of the whole universe and the whole history and everything is just a wealth of information. And so all the Vedas are coming from Krishna himself. He's giving us all this knowledge and helping us to go towards the light. And there's a verse in the Upanishads, the Vedic scriptures, that says, Ma tamasah jyotir gamaya. And this means, tamasah means ignorance or darkness, and jyoti means light. So go towards the light, like don't go towards the darkness. And so this light, this is the Gurudev would say that this is love and affection. He would say that Krishna is love, God is love, and love is God. And by hearing Krishna's words that he's giving to us, we can come to understand our spiritual, eternal position and who we actually are, and that we've deviated from this love. If we can understand that, Gurudev would say, there's only one God. There's one supreme being that created everything, right? Vyasadeva, he had to write that no, there's not many different gods, it's not that all different, Ganesh or Shiva or Brahma or all these different people, personalities are supreme controllers, because then there would be some kind of competition or quarrel. But there's one supreme God, and he goes by many names. Just like Gurudev said, there's one sun, and there's not a different sun for America and England and Australia. These are all false ideas that we came up with. And so, if we can understand that we all came from the same God, then Gurudev said we will treat each other just like brothers and sisters, because then we will all become brothers and sisters and children of that same God. And he said then there'll be no more quarrel, and we won't want to harm each other or anything like that. And Gurudev, he was saying that if we had love for God, then we would have love for all living entities. We wouldn't want to hurt even a fly, even a plant or a tree. What to speak of a animal like a cow or a pig or a bird or anything like that. And this is really what is causing so many of the problems in this world, is this misconception that perhaps there isn't even a God, and that we are these material bodies, Gurudev would say, and that we should try to enjoy our senses and at the cost of hurting others and killing others, killing animals like this. Srila Gurudeva said that if there was love and affection for this one God, then there wouldn't have to be any police, there wouldn't have to be any jail, there wouldn't have to be any courtrooms, right? Because why do people quarrel? Why is there fighting? Why is there violence? Why is there all these things? It's because we think that we are all separate and that we all have these separate interests, and we have no faith and no love for each other. So we are trying to look out for our own well-being and ever increasing desire for sense enjoyment, which will never be fulfilled. And therefore, we treat each other with so much hatred and so much envy. But this doesn't have to be like that. If we would have love and humility towards all living beings, then we would want to serve all living entities, seeing them as our brothers and our sisters. And we would want to give, not take. And there would be so much love and affection for one another, and there wouldn't be any problems. And we would all be serving and loving each other, and everything would go on very nicely. But because of being blinded by the darkness of ignorance. We can't understand all these things, and therefore there's so much sin and there's so much bad activities, like Gurudeva would say, in this world. So, just wanted to offer a few thoughts on that. It's a very unfortunate position that we're in, but what is so great is that we have this opportunity to be beacons of light for this love and affection, and try and cultivate it in our own lives, and try and spread that light by spreading the teachings of our spiritual masters. And so Gurudev said, what is that light? That light is that by taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, one can realize his soul. And then upon developing your relationship of love with Krishna, then you can have love for everyone. And then the whole world will be lifted out of this darkness of ignorance. And, right, if we loved God, then there wouldn't be any more violence. We wouldn't want to kill all the animals. And Srila Gurudeva would say, the reason that animals run away from you, the reason is that when you go towards birds and they fly away, or you see a deer and they run away, is because they think that you're going to kill them. And in the spiritual world, there's no fear. Kunta means anxiety. And so Vaikuntha means that place where there's no anxiety. So everyone in this material world is so anxious and so afraid that, oh, someone is going to break into my house and steal all my things, or kill my family, or whatever it may be. Or there's a fear of lacking, a fear that there won't be enough for them, or a fear that, whatever anyone may be afraid of. Anyone may be afraid of death. But there's really nothing to be afraid of in terms of death. If we can understand the truth about the soul, the eternality of the soul. And there would be no fear if there was nothing but love and affection. And that's what the spiritual world is, Gurudev said. That he would say Vedic culture means love and affection for all beings. And that India is not like a specific plot of land. It's not a specific place. He said India means an eternal state of God consciousness. And like I was saying, realizing the unity and diversity, and how we're all connected as children and expansions of God, as His parts and parcels. And if we can serve God and serve each other, then we will be in the light and we can be happy forever. So Gurudev said that this is the essence of the Vedas, the Vedic teachings. And he always speaks about this, that Krishna is love and love is Krishna. So he would say, there's no other way to be happy than this. There's no other way, no other way, no other way than by chanting and remembering and praying to Krishna. This is what Gurudev said. So as much as possible, as far as possible, we try and see Krishna in everything and remember him, remember his beauty and his unlimited mercy and love that he has for all of us, and know that it's only up to us and our desire to go towards the light. And if we pray to him, then he will be merciful and he will help us. So we chant and we call out to Krishna and pray for his unlimited mercy, and in that way we can be happy forever, which is all anybody wants. Radhe Radhe.